Hello everybody and welcome back to Mechabellum. I know it's been a little while since we did one of these tournaments. Life and work got in the way for a bit, but we are back with Apoche and Righteousness, or Righteousness. We'll just call him Right for now. Looks like Right is going with the Farseer specialist. This is one of the newer specialists. We haven't seen him in a while. And also Apoche goes with Sabertooths. Get one rank 1 Sabertooth for free on round 2. Very strong unit. Farseer, get one rank 1 Farseer for free on round 3. Should be pretty interesting. We're coming in here with a Tarantula and some Marksmen for Mr. Apoche in the red. Righteousness, the blue. We're going with Arclights and Stormcallers. Very interesting lineup here. Given that there's no chaff on either unit or either player's side. Now these Arclights are going to be pretty good at killing chaff, but will die very quickly to basically everything that Apoche has. Going with kind of a aggressive left turn flank here for Mr. Apoche. Looks like he is streaming on Twitch. Make sure you go check out his Twitch channel whenever you can. It will be interesting to see. Yeah, I was going to say, if these Stormcallers have enough time, they should be able to deal some damage. I like the choice of the Fang because of that. You know, these Tarantulas are not bad at clearing chaff, though. They're not great. They're not as good as, say, an Arclight or even Stormcallers or, some of the other, like a Vulcan or something like that. But they're not bad at it. Range is a little low. They're quite a good unit. I like the Tarantulas quite a bit. Especially when they start spawning out these little spider mines. Quite a bit of fun. Also, new audio from Mechabellum. Absolutely amazing. Turning up my headphones a bit. Yeah, those little spider boys did not last too long, and now the Stormcaller damage can actually get in there and do something. You know, I don't know how this is gonna go. Looks like one Tarantula is down. Both Tarantulas are down. The snipers are gonna have a bit of a difficult time here dealing with the Stormcallers. Let's see if it can launch. It did not. Okay. Ooh, Stormcaller's in a really bad position here. Arclight is definitely in the wrong spot all the way down the field, and that's going to be that. I think those Tarantulas held for just long enough. Oh, maybe not. There it is. Apoche takes a little bit of damage. Vanguard Tournament European Champion. Good for Apoche. Love Here's the Sabertooth, though. Oh, improved sandworms are fun. I love the sandworm. Very Dune. Photon coating can be great, though, for something like that Sabertooth. Very aggressive, very heavy tank. Anti-interface module could be fun if we want to see, or if hackers were a little bit more common in the meta. I've not seen hackers in some recent games. I did watch, I'd say about 4 or 5 games today. Just plunking into the tournaments at random one to get a feel for the meta before we hopped in. Looks like we are going with the photon coating for Mr. Apoche. Yeah, I thought so. This Sabertooth with the photon coating, it's got 15,000 HP. He goes for a second one. It looks like a little bit more chaff here for Right. And another Stormcaller? Not a bad choice. I'm a little worried about Apoche's damage output per second. He's got a lot of slow damage in the form of these guys. They don't shoot very often, roughly every half second. And these guys shoot every 3 seconds, whereas the Arclights fire quite quickly, Fang fire quite quickly. Stormcallers kind of fire quickly. I know it seems like it's a long time, but because they're 4 entities, they don't all have to fire at once, so they can stagger their shots. That is quite powerful. But both players have unlocked both Fang and Crawlers, and we do have some level 2 Crawlers here. That's kind of fun. Man, that's a lot of Stormcaller shots just going nowhere. If these Arclights were up the field a little bit more, that would be useful. A lot of those Stormcaller shots are going nowhere. Tarantula on the flank is doing a great job. That's going to claim that tower without any issue. Yeah, I like this here by Apoche. This was very well done. He put out a ton of units. And he didn't use any of his special abilities. Wow, what an overflow. I don't think that there's enough meat on Right's field right now. Apoche just has enough damage to push through in quite a convincing way. Suddenly Skynet is switching votes. Ooh, Fire Badger would be good for both players. A Vulcan wouldn't be bad either. We did have that improved Sandworm Karma earlier. Neither player did take it. I really like the Sandworms. I don't think they're they're the most powerful of units, but they are quite good. These Sandworms, or these Fire Boys can do a lot of damage here. Nothing that can really deal with Tarantulas yet on the side of Right. He's relying a little bit too heavily on these Stormcallers, in my opinion. Farseer finally comes down, this support vehicle. Quite good. I do like the Farseers just because we don't have very many support units. Phoenix is a good choice. Obviously, very good against the Tarantulas because Tarantulas can't shoot up. In fact, the only thing that shoots up on Apoche's field right now are these three... Oh, okay. Fire Badger's in the rear. Are these three marksmen here for Apoche? Not really enough anti-air. Given that, I haven't seen the marksman go down in the last couple of rounds. Ooh, we'll have to see if this Arclight switches over. Right now, these Phoenixes are going to be shooting at the wrong units. I do like the Fire Badgers on the flanks for both units. Looks like Apoche knows his business, though. Here come the Spider Mines. Spider Mines might actually mess this up. Looks like the Phoenixes are on the Tarantula. Fire Badgers are probably going to drop. Oh my gosh. Look at Apoche just push through the center. Fire Badgers will not be able to do anything. That was enough to slow them. Support vehicle being burned down, and this was just a massacre. Excellent placement here by Apoche. It is, I mean, he is one of the best players in the world, obviously, but my gosh. What a madness. These Phoenixes, although they can shoot, they don't really seem to do that much damage. And looks good for the Fire Badgers. At least killing off all that chaff. Very convincing, but not enough. Apoche takes a very considerable lead by almost 2,000 HP. That's what I like to see. Ooh. Oh. Very spicy, but I don't know if Apoche will go for it. He's already far enough ahead that I feel like he can just grab something like the steel ball production and push a little bit further. If he believes the game is going to go more than 2 or 3 rounds, this becomes useful, but what does he really want to upgrade? Not much. What did he go with? He did go with the research. Okay, doubling up on some sniper upgrades, not a bad choice. Crawler on Crawler Wars. The Crawlers will... I don't know if they'll actually lose that. I was going to say they should lose that because of this Tarantula, but the Arclight support is pretty similar, honestly. It looks like Apoche does not commit to any more research, although he did buy the Specialist. Right, still sitting on $600, deciding what to do. A couple more Fire Badgers. Okay, I mean, it will be useful to take out some of these things. I believe, where are these Fire Badgers going to go? Another Fire Badger and another Arclight. Okay. Apoche committing to Crawlers on the flanks. I think that's a decent choice here. Another unit of Phoenix on the flank. This is why Apoche has picked up a couple more units of Crawlers just to protect that. Main flame goes in the center. Fire Badgers are completely unguarded, but that is a leveled up research station, so it should take a little while for those to break down. Looks like the Fire Badgers will eventually be cleaned up by the Phoenixes. Right flank going well. These Fire Badgers don't stand a chance in that. And down goes the tower. Is there anything else that shoots up them? No. Right has this on the technicality. Eventually these Phoenixes will win the game. It might take a long time to work through the Sabertooth, but they will eventually win. You know what? This Fireslinger doing a good amount of damage. Ooh. Saves him a couple hundred points there. Running in and blowing up those Stormcallers. Not bad. Okay, a little bit messy. Oh, a Scorpion would not be a bad choice here for either player. Or these two Rhinos. Man, I am a huge sucker for Rhinos. Looks like Wright agrees with me when it comes to the Scorpion. Ultra long range cannon can help deal with these kind of bigger boys. And they're not terrible, again, against chaff. They're not great, but they're not terrible. We're seeing that a lot more, where medium-sized units are able to deal with chaff a little bit more efficiently than, oh, say halfway through the beta, like 0.6 or 0.7, when chaff would just run rampant, and Vulcans were extremely powerful because they had the ultra-long range. Not so much. Apoche's still taking a moment here to think about it. Looks like he also went with the Scorpion, just to keep these Fire Badgers honest. You know, not a bad choice. Phoenixes are getting upgrades across the field. Makes sense. They need to be able to cut through this heavy mech. I like it. 3,000 damage a shot. This guy has 18,000 HP. Still going to take a lot of shots. And he's spawning units that can occasionally distract the Phoenixes. Oh, I don't love that. Perhaps getting the replicate on these crawlers will be the difference, though. There is not a great amount of wave clear here. And more marksmen coming down for Apoche. Definitely not ideal against replicating crawlers. We'll have to see how this works. The wave clear is all coming out of these spider mines. Given that the spider mines just run in and detonate, they have a pretty good AoE, that could do it. Here come the replicating crawlers. It's just crawler on crawler violence. Fire Badgers take out some more crawlers in the center. Alright, looks like this flank is secure. Both flanks are secure for both players. It all comes down to this fight in the center. Is there going to be enough? Man, that is a lot of crawlers. Level 2 crawlers take the tower. I'd love to see a couple of tower upgrades here. I don't think this is going to be enough here for Wright. He's going to suffer a couple of losses. Actually, that Scorpion still being alive is going to deal quite a bit of damage. Ouch. Alright, so if Apoche doesn't win the flanks, he's winning the center currently. None of these are speaking to me. I might be tempted just to have the deployment module. If you wanted to bring these Fire Badgers home to help deal with this stuff on the flank. But looks like neither player... assault mech here for old Wright. Not a bad idea. I don't know if it will work, but he's grabbing one. Honestly, he could put it right up near the front here. Get rid of this tank pretty quickly. Instead, opting for a flank with it. And it looks like some more Phoenix. Apoche's still sitting on a good amount of dash here. I can't actually show it because I clicked on a unit. Wright sitting on $700. I'd like to see him commit a little bit more to that flank. A lot more Scorpions with range. I do love the ranged Scorpions. Very strong against these Fire Badgers. Very, very strong. Not a lot of... I also kind of like that he hasn't spread them out. Just having one flank, or, you know, both your flanks doing different tactics is quite nice because even if it's like a wipe on one side, your other flank might counter. Be quite good. I do think that this Sabertooth has been putting in a lot of work. We'll have to see how this goes. Out go the mines. Can the... Oh man, those Fire Badgers actually worked really well until the spider mines came in. Melting Point is focused on killing crawlers. It's definitely not where it wants to be. Able to finally move in, but not doing a lot of damage. Still shooting off crawlers and things. Man, those spider mines are great. Down goes a tarantula. Melting Point holding on for a second, but not quite enough. Oh, those spider mines are really putting in the work. Just distracting so many units. Having things that spawn units is exceedingly powerful. It's Wright's last turn. Let's see if he can pull a rabbit out of a hat, but that's a lot of HP difference. You could get efficient research times too. Honestly, double stacking this might be very powerful, but it's way too late in the game. Looks like we do have GGs. Let's finish this out. Deployment module here for Apoche. Has not used it. He's now stacked it up on the Scorpion. Yeah, he's realized there's nothing coming in on the flank. Honestly, having a large wave of crawlers on the flanks would not be a bad idea here for Right. I mean, he's losing right now, but he knows what's left. Normally isn't too dangerous against his replicating crawlers. Now that Apoche's crawlers are replicating and have increased drills, that's pretty much that. That is pretty much that. Tons of crawlers. Wow. What could a Right have done here? Not saying he lost, but 99% sure he's gone. I think these Stormcallers, unfortunately, weren't the best to start with against the enemy units. And then honestly, maybe going into something more giant focused, having a couple of overseers or I don't know, some mama ships, just something. This did not go that well. My god, it is just a full-blown attack down the center. Looks like the right flank has held fairly well. The the melting point will be able to deal a good amount of damage until those suicide bombers come in, and then blammo. It's done. Oof. GG, everyone. GG. I do love the music. It's really pumping. Let's see who's ready to go for round 2 of the tournament. Round 2 of the tournament, we have Goatius Prime versus Snipershot. Snipershot going with the Farseer Specialist. We didn't get to look at the Farseer too much on the last tournament, or the last battle. I'll take a little zoom in on that guy when he drops down in the 3rd round. Looks like Goatius is taking a moment to think about what to pick. I do honestly like the Fortified Specialist. I know he's kind of an old one. Well, all of these are kind of old specialists. Giant Spec, still pretty strong in my opinion. Supply Specialist, still pretty strong. The Rhino, in my opinion, has definitely fallen off. He is back to coming down on round 2. Oh, sorry, for free on round 4. Ugh. Yeah, that changed. He used to drop earlier, and I thought he was quite good when that was the case. Also, great avatars for both players. Now that the Rhino drops on round 4, there's so many units that counter a Rhino right now, and flanking has become, at least in my opinion, a little less viable, given how medium mechs have become much more common. Things like a Tarantula, plus a unit of crawlers, holds down the flank in a really big way, just because this guy's got that 360 shooting. It makes life quite good. I do like the steel balls here, though. We did not see any steel balls in the last match. Sniper showing off a little bit. Oh, Hacker Love! Let's see how well these steel balls do. They have a ton of HP. If the... oh, here comes a little bit of crawler support. I was going to say, if these snipers get distracted taking out crawlers, which was happening for a moment, there could be a world... Is there enough crawlers? That's a lot of crawlers. Who drops the tower first? It's going to be Sniper. Yeah, especially with that steel ball support. Okay. Sorry, Goatius Prime, but there was enough crawlers on the field. Poor little marksman. Man, that guy looks super cool. He's like a Space Marine football player. Quite good. For all my friends out there playing Space Marine 2, it has been an amazing, amazing game. I used to play the heck out of Space Marine 1. Okay. Interesting. Rhino Assault with a Farseer. That actually could be not a bad play. Alright, going with a couple more crawlers here for Goatius. I like that quite a bit. These guys will just die to the Rhino, but this Rhino's going to pull both units of crawlers. It probably won't be able to take them out. Looks like we have a couple, or a marksman here for Snipershot. And possibly even and definitely an extra unit of steel balls. Not a bad choice. Here comes the Rhino. Yes, I mean, he's pulling a lot of units. I don't think he'll make it. But he's pulling a lot of units. Crawler wars are happening. Man, without the crawlers on this flank, though, it is not going well. That is a lot of steel balls and a lot more crawlers coming in for support. This Arclight is putting in just overtime, clearing away all of the crawlers on the enemy flank. Mark's been getting some good damage in, but he will be overwhelmed. Is it enough? Will he be able to take down the Tarantula now that the damage has increased? Maybe. Oh, he does. All right, good for that marksman. Man, I really like the steel balls. Great answer to a lot of the medium mech play that we've been seeing recently within Mechabellum. Not so great against sandworms, strangely enough. You'd think that they'd be an excellent counter to sandworms, but I've had my steel balls get eaten by sandworms. Ooh, melting point here for Sniper. Tying that with his Farseer might be an interesting choice. 3 Fire Badgers? That's a lot of units. Or 3 Rhinos. That is just a lot of units. Let's see here. More arc lights. Let's take a look here at the Farseer. Large support vehicle. Can drop a photon emission. Search radar. Okay. That's not bad. Missile interceptor and electromagnetic explosion. Pretty good. Pretty good. I like this little guy. He's not terrible for damage dealing. Dealing 12,000 damage roughly every 2 seconds. Not too bad. That is a lot of Fire Badgers. I think this was an excellent choice here by Goatius. Fire Badgers are really strong against protecting, or really strong at protecting your flanks. Not only that, they just seem to operate quite well as chaff clear, and because they're 3 units, they tend to confound things like marksmen, who, you know, like to single out a single entity, fire at it. Do these guys have enough HP per one? They do, to absorb several marksman shots, so not a bad choice. We'll have to see how far this melting point goes. That's a lot of chaff here for Goatius. There are a few more arc lights on the field for Sniper. Is it going to be enough? 4 arc lights versus... That's a lot of chaff, and a lot of chaff clear. Not a huge amount that can deal with this melting point, though. Only 1 Sniper has any meaningful upgrades. Missiles going out on both sides. Man, these level 2 melting points are going to do a lot of work. I'll be able to absorb so much damage. Looks like things are compressing here for Sniper Point, but the middle is still very much contested, at least in my mind. I don't think there's anything left that can deal with the melting point, though, and this will go the way of Sniper. Wow, that's going to be a good amount of damage. Little Farseer dealing a good amount of hitting back. Who's going to shoot? Oh. I always like it when the underdog wins. When the level 1 Sniper takes out the level 2. That level 2 Sniper may get the tower, though. It's not going to be enough. The melting point is still on full HP, but it does earn the Sniper a little bit of XP. Goatius lost for the 3rd time in a row, or 2nd time, excuse me. I think Sniper Point has lost a round. These matches happen so quickly now. Increases sentry missile damage by 200%. That's not a very common choice. I was thrown off by the artwork for a moment. I do like the idea of elite wasps. Neither player has very good anti-air. There's a couple of units of Fang for Goatius, but a level 3 wasp unit will be able to take care of that. Upgrading the research station, making it a little bit tougher. Not a bad choice. Oil. Okay. Looks like we're playing tricks here. And several more level 2 snipers, along with a level 3, or marksman, I guess we should call them. They're snipers, bro. Oh, scorpions here for Sniper. I think Sniper might be falling into a trap that I fall into quite commonly, which is unlock all of the units and play one of each. It's not great, because eventually, if your opponent has, you know, like this, several snipers, 6 snipers that all benefit from the ranged upgrade, whereas you have 1 scorpion, and buying a tech piece is quite difficult. We'll have to see whose missile that is. It's hard to tell. Neither player playing the flanks. Whew. That oil got loud. Good missiling. Sniper shots going out hot and heavy. Will these fire badgers make it into range? They do. That should be enough to cook off all the chaff. Is it going to be enough for these steel balls, though? Kind of doesn't look like it. Arclight coming in on the flank to support for a moment. Another steel ball able to hold that left flank for just a moment longer. Level 2 sniper able to deal the business. Eventually this will go the way of Goatius, though. Losing all of his chaff to that flame. It's kind of a one-shot thing, but, you know, puts Goatius back on the board and ahead. Not bad. Not bad at all. It looks like he just recycled the Rhino. Oh. Hello. I guess we chose Stormcallers. That was quite a quick choice. But the Phoenix could be quite good here for Goatius. There's like what? 2... Can you shoot up? Air to ground. 3 things of anti-air? That's not a lot. What did old Goatius go with? Stormcallers as well. Makes sense. Long range damage. I would have liked to see the Sniper Phoenix, though. I think there's enough on the field right now to support Sniper Phoenix. Possibly... Do we have crawlers? No, we don't have crawlers. Do we have anything that can... No. No. Okay. I was going to say, do we have anything that can start spawning out a couple of units? I think that would help Sniper quite a bit, because once these Fire Badgers are down, there's really not great wave clear. Now with the addition of these Stormcallers, it changes a little bit for both players, but the board should be fairly equal, given that they both have 3 units of Stormcallers now. Looks like it's more Fang. I like this choice. There's not a lot of wave clear once these Arclights are gone, and the Arclights are standing very close to the Stormcallers, so I imagine they'll probably exit at probably the same time. More units plus increased range here, and another Marksman. Elite Marksman would be quite good eventually. Let's see how it goes. We do have double Scorpions now. Triple Scorpions. Ooh, the Scorpions are out of position and immediately taking damage. At least the one in the center is. The one on the left is doing alright. These Arclights could use a bit of a support. That is a lot of chaff. That is a lot of chaff. Stormcallers are doing some work, but the Marksmen are just working down these medium units from behind. Meanwhile, Melting Point firing at Fang. Not where you want to be. What an overwhelming long-range win here for Goatius. Sniper losing almost half their HP in one match, or one round. Oof. Not great. Oh. That's quite cool. Yeah, the Incendiary Bomb is quite good for both players. Smoke Bomb could be good for Sniper as well if he wanted to play it this way, but it looks like we're going with the Mega Burn here. As Sniper tries to bring himself back into the game. It will not be enough, these 2 shields. Most of the crawlers will burn. Crawlers and Fang. But that's not to say that Sniper's units are in a great spot either. Both players playing just the midfield. A little bit in the backfield, but 99% midfield. Man, nothing here that can really deal with these Marksmen. A lot more Fang, I like that. More and more chaff. Oh, these poor guys. Day 1, huh? Well, you'll meet your end here. Okay, increased range for the Arclights, I like that. Increased range for the Scorpions. Not bad choices. Missiles coming down here for Goatius. I think he knows that Fang will probably intimate. Yep, taking out the majority of them. There goes all of the units. Oh, and there's no fire. It did not connect. Disaster. That oil will slow things down for 2 rounds if there are 2 rounds. These level 2 steel balls, quite powerful in the early game. Not making it through, though. And I don't think there's much left here. Photon coating may have been useful on that level 3 support system, but I don't think this is going to have another round. Interesting choice on that Melting Point. Didn't really ever do anything. I think it may have been useful to sell that guy at some point. units have long enough range, they don't even care about the oil. Is this enough to put Sniper down? It's gonna be close. Oh, he holds on by the skin of his teeth. Let's see what he can do. Steel ball production would have been not bad for Sniper. He has quite a few steel balls, and he could have put it on this melting point. But instead, no. Goatius has not picked up a specialist this entire time, kind of just playing Trixie. And you know what? I kind of love it. Sniper did pick up this increased missile, but I've only seen him drop one missile. An interesting move may be a flank to try and hold things down a bit. Lots of wasps, actually. Not a bad play. This is what I was talking about. Those level 3 wasps may have been useful, just because these Fang will still be able to put down the wasps without really much of an issue. And there are Fang on the flanks. These flanks are very well protected. Okay. Wasp with shields. I mean, maybe if the shields regenerated HP. They don't, but, you know, if they had like a Mark of Tzeentch, that would be quite good. Regenerating shields from Warhammer 3. Yeah, I don't think that is going to cut it. They'll at least draw a ton of fire from these marksmen initially. And that may help, but I think there's too many Stormcallers on the field now. With the EMP blast, ugh. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Missiles on missiles, missile violence. Okay, Stormcaller, anti-Stormcaller stuff. Not bad. That's a weird bug. Let's see if this missile is enough. Okay, taking out a Sniper and a unit. Not too bad at all. Here come the Wasps. Can they deal any damage? More importantly, can they absorb a lot of damage? It looks like the answer is yes for now. Fang are doing quite a bit to help these marksmen take care of the Wasps, but maybe not enough. Wasps making their way into the enemy units. Fang are disappearing. Will it be enough? It looks like it is enough. At least for now. The AA gun's working quite well here. Alright, Sniper earns himself another round by the skin of his teeth, but you know what? Not bad, dealing quite a bit of damage. Do we have a comeback kid? I do like the addition of the Wasps. They're very easily countered. Sniper instantly goes with 3 Mustangs. I would have thought that... it looks like both players went with the Mustangs. Ooh, or missile interceptors on the Mustangs. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. These Stormcallers will not be able to do much. But does that mean that these Mustangs are basically neutered? Yes, for all intents and purposes. But they'll do all right against the Fang up front. There's enough Mustang. They should be all right. There's a lot of combined arms here. Really no giants, though, besides this one melting point that honestly should be sold at this point. It's kind of just giving away kills. How many kills has it gotten? 21. That is terrible. It is just giving away XP. I would not recommend keeping a giant around like that. Increased range on these Mustang as well. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Is there enough on the field here? Because now these marksmen are going to have to shoot down a ton of Mustang. Suddenly there's just so much damage on the field and not really that much wave clear. If the Stormcallers can't get a shot off, then we're relying on these Fire Badgers, which are currently being hunted quite heavily. Ooh, here comes the oil. Will the Fire Badgers get in order to ignite the oil? My gut reaction is yes. If that oil goes, that's a lot of dead units. Man, this initial combat is really bloody. Mustang doing a great job just clearing away a lot of the, or all of those Wasps are already gone. Fire is brutal. There's a lot of Mustang here, though. They have a lot of support in the form of these arc lights. Once again, though, I believe the Goatius has this. That fire was huge. Cut down at least a third of the units that were in the center and the middle. If those units had survived, I would have given it to Sniper. I think he had enough there. But not quite. GG is going to be called, maybe? Maybe no GG. Well done, Sniper. Runner-up, not bad. Heck yeah to Goatius. We'll see you guys in the next round.